We are
Number 1 in the division, the Moines Menace, and versus number 2 from Chicago.
Big game in the Heartland division. Obviously a win for the Menace will see them crowned champions. So this is a big decider in how the division's going to look and who's going to take that number 1 seed into the playoffs.
They are wearing the red and black, which is their lucky
their colours.
strip at home, and they haven't lost. Not quite cleared, and it's a goal! Just what the Menace needed right now. Lovely, lovely strike. Just the start that the Menace needed. Plants the ball into the top corner.
That one's going to be in the memory book. We're not going to hear the end of that one.
In a very, very good position at this point. 3-0 up in the 60th minute. But Mensa with a lovely left-footed ball into the far post. Andreasen coming round the far post. Timing was immaculate. And the Des Moines Menace are crowned the divisional champions with a 4-0 win over Chicago FC. Good evening and welcome to Valley Stadium, Des Moines, Iowa, for the USL League 2 national semi-final between the Des Moines Menace, the home team tonight, and the Portland Timbers under-23 team. My name is Justin Forster. Alongside me is the most reliable Army Rabbi. Welcome again, Army. It's going to be a cracking match tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, papers flying everywhere. Look at this.
Yeah, don't worry about those. Those are the paper aeroplanes that I was putting together earlier. Okay. Yeah, just trying to keep everyone on their toes.
What you were doing.
Well, as the boys are warming up behind us, everyone's looking very motivated and ready for this. There's a lot of excitement in the air here in Des Moines. Army, some changes to the lineup on the Menace side of things?
Yeah, as we spoke about recently, the amount of, strength and depth that the Menace have at Coach McKeever's disposal. So, yeah, you'll see a couple of changes. Seth Antwi come into the middle of midfield. Tyler David, who we saw coming off the bench earlier in the week, will be starting today. A little change at centre-back with Alberto Suarez coming into Finn McRobb. And obviously, the unfortunate injury to Seba Andresen earlier in the week means Menace will most likely push up into the number 9 striker position, and that'll open up a position for Alex Oveno, who will come into that attacking third.
It's interesting because the games on Friday night, the Portland Timbers went to a penalty shootout. They went through 90 minutes plus an extra 30 minutes of extra time, and then a penalty shootout. The players were really struggling with the cramp and the heat and the travel. I spoke to one of their officials before the game. They didn't do anything yesterday. They just went for a walk and they just relaxed. They've made 2 changes to the lineup today. Right. They brought in Tevin Rue. He's going to start up front instead of Levante Johnson, who I thought was quality at times.
Quick.
Very quick, explosive. And then Greenlee's coming in on the right for Billick. So those are the 2 changes.
That's right back, right?
Yeah. So those are the 2 changes that I've noticed with them. They're still debating on the goalkeeper. Tesouros got injured. He went off injured the other day, and Wilson came in, who actually played very well.
Yeah.
Thoughts on tonight?
Yeah, we obviously saw both teams on Friday. Des Moines Menace coming out of a very tight game versus Kalamazoo. And both games were tight in the end, weren't they? With Portland winning on penalties. Very eventful game. 3-3, I think it was, going into the penalty shootout. But, I think a big factor is what you've just mentioned, in the fact that the Portland Timbers under-23s have played 120 minutes in heat, where obviously on Friday it was a lot hotter during the time they were playing than it was later in the night, where Des Moines Menace obviously played. So that could play a part. It's a warm day today. It's going to be even warmer down on the turf. So are Portland maybe more likely the team to start feeling that a little later in the game? Possibly so. But you never know what can happen in this sport. Portland Timbers have got a lot of players at their disposal. You've got Marco Afonso, who we know his quality in the attacking third. And likewise, you've got the Menace, who all season round have showed how amazing they are going forward, how compact and how tactically aware they are within their team. And it's going to be a close game, I think. But if I was a betting man, Des Moines Menace, I'd say, has the upper hand just with the home advantage and everything in their favour. But the Timbers are more than capable.
Interesting switch up in the rotation that I've seen with the Menace. Mensah stayed in on the left. I thought he had a fantastic game the other night. Absolute quality. Havano has been brought into slightly inside as a 10, and the 4 in the midfield as one of the attacking players. And he hasn't played there this season.
No. Watching the game, are you going to see him play like an out-and-out number 10, like you've seen the likes of Nil Ayat, Zayn Andrade, Manel Busquets? Probably not. Mark McKeever's probably watched the game, and he's come across some gaps in some areas where he wants to exploit. And he's obviously looked down the right-hand side for Portland Timbers under-23s, which is obviously the left-hand side for the Menace. So bringing in Moses, bringing in Alex Oveno, both capable of getting around those areas, around the right back, in between the right back and the right centre-back. And as we know, Alex Oveno's delivery into that box is it's dangerous. So they're going to try and exploit that down that side. And the Portland Timbers are going to have to try and recognise that pretty early, I think. And going forward, in transition, you're going to see Alex Oveno tuck in, and keep that 4 midfielders, try and create the numbers up situation in the middle. And going forward, you're probably going to see Alex Oveno drift out wide and get those crosses in.
Well, we're about 10 minutes away from kickoff. Looking forward to this matchup today in the USL League 2 National Semi-Final for a place in the national finals next weekend. Some exciting times. We'll be back right after this break.
More Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
Who loves you, Iowa? Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee does.
In 10 minutes or less, let Schottenkirk Chevy make you an offer on the spot for your vehicle regardless of make, model, condition, or value. With our early lease termination program, we can help you get out of your lease whether you bought from us or not. Click, call, or stop in to get an offer for your car in 10 minutes or less.
Who loves you, Iowa? Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee does. WaukeeChevy.com.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines. The Chicken in Orilla is a classic roadhouse joint serving chicken any way you want. All hand-cut, hand-breaded, and 100% satisfying. Chicken, just like your mama used to make. Bring the whole fam for all their favorites, and chicken so good you'll know why we could only call ourselves the Chicken. In the middle of nowhere, but just minutes from everywhere.
Welcome back to Valley Stadium. I'm Justin Forster, and alongside me is Army, if you've just joined us, for the USL League 2 National Semifinal for a place in the finals. Army, two solid lineups, some change-ups from the games on Friday evening.
Yep.
I'll quickly go through the Portland lineup, just go through a couple of the changes. In goal, still a decision to be made between Tusaris and Wilson. Tusaris picked up an injury on Friday. We are still waiting for clarification to come back to us. At the back, centre back will be Angela Kalfa, 22. To his right will be Isaiah Easley, 6. On the left-hand side will be Emery Rappaport, 25, holding midfielder in the 3-5-2, which could change. Mario Andreo, 23, holding midfielder. Jose Sosa, 10, ahead of him. David Brogg, 27, will be the 2 10s. To the right, Pablo Greenlee comes in for Bilic, wearing jersey number 7. Luco Santos, wearing jersey number 11. Up front, Marco Afonso, number 22. And Tevin Rue, number 9. Oh, Afonso's 21. My apologies on that one. Army,
Yeah.
the Menace lineup with some changes.
Yeah, there's a few I'm looking down on now. A couple to note, obviously Alberto Suarez coming in as the right centre-back. Finn McRobb will make way. Change in midfield with Seth Antwi and Tyler David, offering a great amount of balance there between the two of them. You'll see Tyler David, he's in there for that physicality. You know, he's going to operate with strength, win those second balls, be the core to those second phases. And of course you've got Seth Antwi, who's going to cover the ground and get into the nitty-gritty of the game. Moses Mensah comes in down the left. Obviously he was there earlier in the week, and Alex Oveno will be included today to offer that support down the left-hand side. And Manel Busquets will push further on into the 9 just to make way for the injured Seb Andresen.
I mean, Busquets moving into the 9 position, obviously with
Yeah.
the rotation of the squad. Do you think you'll play a little bit as a false nine coming into the space?
I'm not too sure, to be honest, because you've got the likes of Zion Andrade who's going to be covering the ground a lot in those attacking thirds, and I think Menace will be told to try and play on the shoulder, use his strength, pin up defenders from his back and try and hold that ball up, bring others into play, and we've seen the power and energy and aggression he has going forward. He's going to try and turn the defenders, and he's going to try and run at those defenders and that goalkeeper as fast and as aggressively as he can.
And do you know what was really, really interesting the other day with the Portland Timbers under 23s is I noticed when Johnson and Afonso were playing up front together, their shape started 3-5-2. But Afonso, what he would do is just move out to the wide areas on the right-hand side and work in the wide areas in the half space, which I noticed, leaving Johnson up front on his own as the isolated 9. But also the 3 at the back gradually turned into a 4-3-3 at times, didn't it? With easily tucking in next to Calfo at times. And then Bilic was dropping in to right back.
Yeah.
So interesting to see if it's going to happen today with Greenlee coming in at number 7.
It's interesting because I saw Bilic, as you just mentioned, when he was playing in that right back position, we saw him get so far advanced up the field, and it was leaving the defence exposed on that far side. We saw early in the week the amount of diags that came from left to right, and that's because he was so high on the field. And maybe that gives reason as to why Mark McKeever has brought in Alex Hoveno, as we've seen him down that left-hand side position, get those crosses in. So if Moses Mensah, Alex Hoveno can get around those gaps, deliveries are going to come. The only thing is with that now, Bilic is now on the bench. So it was Mark McKeever expecting Bilic to maybe start at right back? I'm not so sure. So now Pablo Greenlee comes in. It's going to see whether those gaps are still open for the likes of Alex and Moses Mensah to take use of. So, yeah, maybe the coach for the Timbers, Matthew Broadhead, has recognised that, brought in a defender, Pablo Greenlee, who's going to try and sit in and hold that back line more stable. So, remains to be seen how they set up from the first minute and where the gaps open up.
And Steven Roux, wearing jersey number 9, flew in last night from San Diego for Portland Timbers. Unknown factor. Obviously must be a quality player being thrown into the starting lineup. Johnson might have picked up a niggling injury from Friday afternoon's match.
Yeah, he did a lot of running, Levante Johnson. He covered a lot of ground up there, a lot of sprints. And, we saw him struggling with cramp, and he did make way early into the game, into the second half. But, Tevin Roux, don't know much about him yet. As you mentioned, he flew in yesterday from San Diego, straight into the lineup today. So, remains to be seen how he performs, and I'm looking forward to this one.
Before we switch over to the teams coming out, and before we turn you over to the announcer for the introduction of the players, Army, where's this game going to be won?
Personally, I think at the Moines Menace win. It's going to be a close one, semi-final. Anything can happen, but I think a Menace win.
Well, as you can see, the players are coming out onto the pitch. I can confirm, looking at the Portland Timbers lineup, that Tusaris is starting in goals. That means that Trevor Wilson, who came on in his place after he got injured, is on the bench. We'll be back shortly after the introduction.
The starters for Portland, the captain, number 22, Angelo Calfo. Number 0, the goalkeeper, George Tesoros. Number 6, Isai Issa. Number 7, Pablo Greenlee. Number 9, Tevin Roux. Number 10, Jose Sosa. Number 11, Latoa Santos. Number 21, 1, Marco Afonso. Number 23, Marios Andreu. Number 25, Henry Rappaport. And number 27, David Broad. Portland is coached by Matthew Broadhead. And now, for 2021 Heartland Division Central Conference and regular season champion, the captain, number 4, Jordan Skelton. Captain, number 16, James Thomas. Number 1, your goalkeeper, Ethan Bondry. Number 2, Alberto Suarez. Number 3, Tyler Davis. Number 5, Danny Fernandez. Number 6, Seth Andrews. Number 10, Zion Andrade. Number 13, Manel Busquets. Number 17, Alex Alvaro. Number 19, Moses Mensah. And let's hear it for the Menace's mascot, Maniac. The Menace are led by Mark McKeever. Coach McKeever is assisted by Dean Gray. Tonight's referees are Matt Geringer, Justin Mack, Matthew Seam, and Sean Giza. Fans, at this time we ask...
Used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage. All makes and models 2011 or newer with under 75,000 miles receive a 175-point inspection, Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel, dent, and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. Only sold at the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Pizza by the rules? No thanks. That's never been our style. At Fong's, we're all about making great pizza with handmade crust and premium toppings. From a new spin on the classics and truly Iowan originals to our world-famous crab rangoon, this is how Fong's does pizza. Side your pizza with one of our signature appetizers and a tiki drink. Eat in or take out. Ankeny, Drake neighborhood on Forest, and downtown. Fong's Pizza.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
The stage is set here at Valley Stadium for the USL League 2 semi-final for a place in the championship finals next weekend between the Des Moines Menace and Portland Timbers. As you can see, the brackets on your screen right now. The Des Moines Menace defeated Kalamazoo to reach the semi-finals. Portland beat Park City to reach here this stage to play against the Des Moines Menace.
Yeah, you see there straight away, the winner of this will go on to play against North Carolina Fusion or Western Mass. They have kicked off down there, so we're going to try and bring you updates when we can. Both come from very tough games. You know, Western Mass have had to do a lot to come across Westchester United and did very well to get past that one. With North Carolina Fusion battling their way through a very, very tough game down at South Georgia Tormenta. I know there'll be a lot of eyes watching both games tonight. Yeah, I think Coach Nicky Jarrah out of South Georgia Tormenta is watching tonight. Former coach at my old school, so hope he's doing well and enjoying tonight. But yeah, two great games going on tonight, Justin, and yeah, it's going to be some final next week.
And like Ovi said, we'll keep you updated with the score in the other match. We are currently have that on one of our screens at this particular time. As you can see, the Menace are going to kick off. The stage is set. We're ready to go. The Menace are in their traditional black and red hoop stripes. Their lucky uniform at home. They haven't been beaten at home in that uniform, so hopefully they can keep the streak going. The Portland Timbers under 23s are in there all right, going from right to left as the Menace kick off, and we're underway here in Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Straight away you see Portland Timbers set up with that back four, and in transition it is going to be like a back five off the ball. It's going to be difficult to get through.
Busquets gets his first touch, didn't quite hold on to it. As you can see, the start that we expected, at pace, trying to win the first ball, second ball, and that's what it's going to be today, the matchups. I mean,
yeah, absolutely, yeah. See already Alex Omeno dropping in deep. It'll be interesting to see how his awareness is of playing in that number 10 position. He's going to be unfamiliar in some of the areas he finds himself in. It's just a case of how he's going to deal with that. He's more than capable on the ball, has a lot of quality. So positionally is where we're going to see Alex Oveno operate.
And Danny Fernandez in the back three to the left-hand side of Skelton, back in the lineup today. And this is what the Menace can offer, is the rotation, because Matt Robb did a great job the other night as well.
Yeah, you know, Danny Fernandez, he's been so reliable and so consistent throughout the season, more than comfortable of playing on the left side of Jordan Skelton or the right side. You know, earlier in the week we saw Finn McRobb playing out there with Danny Fernandez coming on the right. So now it's the other way around. Danny Fernandez has gone to that left-hand side, and Alberto Suarez, who is more comfortable on the right at the back three, will come to this side. So, yep, strength and depth all the way through the field, centre-backs all the way through to the forwards. So it'll be interesting to see
Seth Antwi just gave that ball away, looking for the diagonal into Alberto Suarez and James on the near right. Rappaport, near side halfway line for the Timbers, into Andreo. James, Skelton clearing his lines. The lad from Newcastle, the one and only Geordie at centre-back.
That's him, yeah.
For the Menace, the skipper, the leader of the team.
Yeah, from Newcastle. There's a reason he won't wear a black and white armband, Justin.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, you know, if you notice there, he's wearing a yellow captain's armband, James Thomas with the red one. And there's a reason behind that. He's obviously a Geordie from Newcastle. Refuses to wear the colours of Sunderland, Justin.
And we know how that rivalry goes. You're not going to wear a blue armband, are you?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. Big Liverpool fan you are.
Oh, yeah. Bleeding red.
Andreo out to the far side. Pablo Greenlee under pressure from Mensa. All the way back to his goalkeeper. Tusaris, who got injured the other night, clears his lines.
Yeah, straight away you see the...
That looked offside into Rue.
Yeah, straight away you see the fluidity between the front two for the Menace. You know, Zayn Andrade and Manel Busquets, they're going to interchange. They're going to take it in turns. They're going to try and confuse the back line of Portland. You know, Manel, you'll see typically holding that number 9 position, but you wouldn't be surprised to see Zayn Andrade run behind him.
Free kick on the far side for the Timbers. It's going to be an in-swinger. They have started off in a 3-5-2, which could change into the game to a back four possibly, because it changed the other night to a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
4-5-1 at times. In-slinger comes in into the far post, easily goes up, cleared away by David. Shot comes in. It's on the edge of the box. Sosa into Santos, and delivery just goes over the bar.
Yeah, you see what he's trying to do. He's trying to wrap his left foot around that and bend that ball into a dangerous area. Just got a little too much on that, and also got the angle wrong. Just seeing that go high and wide over the goal.
Suarez. Delivery got blocked by Santos. Santos the other night against Park City was a key player for the Timbers. He was dangerous down the left-hand side. He caused issues alongside the other player was Santos as well. As Skelton's under pressure, he just guides the ball out for a goal kick.
Yeah, Ethan Bandre demanding more from his backline already. Opened up a little bit there, you know, he wants them more compact. The goalkeeper wants them connected. Wants it very difficult to find the spaces in between the centre-backs.
And Tweet. Out to Mensah. Rovano taking up a position in the wide area going forward. He's still on the line looking for the diagonal. Busquets up front in an offside position right now. Now he comes into feet. James out wide. James on the ball.
Yeah, you see the natural ability of Manel. He's not a natural striker. You're going to see him drop into those areas. It's just a case of that communication where you need someone offering that centre point in the attacking third. So if Manel is to drop in, you need Zion Andrade pushing on, potentially even Alex Oveno, just to have someone in an area for James Thomas to hit.
Throw it on the far side. The touch from Mensah wasn't of a top quality, but they won the throw-in. Busquets shows in his traditional pink boots. And Twee will just guide that ball out for a throw-in on the far side, far touch line, just inside the Timbers half.
Yeah, you see the Timbers midfield and defence very close to each other, very compact. Not a lot of space in there, but when they're so tight and in a small area like that, that opens up the rest of the field. So if James Thomas can exploit the space down this near side, chances can come. All it needs just is one diag, one switch of play with a little bit of quality, and the space opens up.
We noticed that the other night in the first game when the Timbers played against Park City.
Yeah. We saw a lot of left and right diags, especially with the right back getting caught out the field. They changed that area of the field today with the introduction to Pablo Greenley. So we'll see what sort of gaps open up and the sort of spaces that the Menace attackers are going to have to find.
Easily with a clearance. Menace Pickett regain possession. Skelton picking his options at the moment. The shape looked good there for the Timbers. Opts to go back to Bandre and goals. Skelton has some space to work in. Into feet.
Alex Oveno playing in that number 10 position. He needs to tidy up his touches, his passes.
Oveno with the ball over the top into Busquets. Busquets needs some support in the box. He decides to go on his own. Busquets onto his right foot. Dangerous across the box. Looking for Andrade. James with a strike, and it just goes wide for a goal kick. No, it's a corner. It's just come a slight deflection. Busquets did well there. Isolated. We have an injury. Did very well to get the ball back across the box. Skipping out Zion, Andrade, and then James with the final strike.
Yeah, you see that burst of power from... Manel Busquets down that left-hand side. He's so aggressive and so powerful once he gets going. There's not a lot that can stop him. Felt like he could have took the snapshot on a little earlier, but did seem to run out of room in the end. Tries to cut it back. Zion Andrade surrounded by defenders, and James Thomas thinking he's Civet Hadley there, trying to blast the ball into the corner of the post.
We're just talking about Alex Oveno cleaning up his touch And he played that wonderful ball in behind.
I need to be quiet, don't I?
How wonderful was that?
Yeah, we see him give the ball away early on, and those square passes that he's trying to combine, especially in that part of the field, it's a criminal way to lose the ball. And yeah, it's a great response to receive the ball next time and play that ball into the top and almost causes a goal. So yeah, commentator's curse.
It's happened to the best of us, hasn't it? Hopefully this injury is not serious. Medical attention down there. It is hot as well today. Not as hot as the other night.
No, yeah, it's cooler tonight. It was a scorcher of a day on Friday, and of course Portland playing right in the middle of that. I think it cooled down a lot by the time Menace were able to get out into the field. So yeah, that might play its toll on tonight. It remains to be seen. I know you spoke to a representative of Portland earlier today, and they were saying how they spent yesterday, recovering, staying off any physical activity, taking a little stroll. So I think that was the right decision to make. Give the players a little chance to reset their bodies, their minds, and get refocused. As for the Menace, I've been around them a lot, and cryotherapy sessions were in place for some of the lads yesterday. Had a recovery session out on the training field, a little stretch, and yeah, they're all feeling good. Obviously with the rotation as well, fresh legs. So both teams should be at least a little fitter and a little better. So we'll see how cramp and things like that play a part later on.
Well, hopefully this injury isn't serious. It's positive that we've seen some movement.
I didn't quite see what happened
in his legs. Yeah. Nobody likes a serious injury, that's for sure.
Yeah, we see Kyle Kraus down there, keeping the lads hydrated. It's important, especially tonight. Take every opportunity they can to get fluids on board. It is a hot night down there.
He's up on his feet. They do have a couple of substitutes warming up at this point. Get clarification on who the injured player is. Right now, just been helped off the field. They are going to make a change after 11 minutes. Probably not what Matthew Broadhead wanted to do 11 minutes into the game. And it is Isaiah Easley. He must have taken a knock to the head, because he's really struggling there. I hope he recovers well. We don't like to see this sort of stuff.
No, absolutely
in
not.
The game.
I wish him well.
It's a corner to the Menace on our commentary position side. Skelton's gone forward. Got Busquets in there. David's in there.
Great opportunity, these set pieces. I stress it every single game. These can make or break a performance.
Here comes the corner. In swinger, into the and it's just being cleared. Back at the feet. Delivery comes in. Far post and David scores! No, he's offside! He is offside. We'll get another look at this.
Alex Hovaino's delivery, Justin.
Alex Hovain is unbelievable.
It's unstoppable. It's incredible.
They play quickly out the back. Timber's looking to break forward into Marco Afonso, whose family are in Johannesburg, Midrand, 3 o'clock in the morning their time, watching the gameplay. That's dedication. Far side, Mensah. Outside of him is Busquets. Ball played in, square ball, intercepted. Havana on the ball, loses possession. Timbers looking to counter-attack as quickly as possible through Roux. Tevin Roux, but well defended there by Suarez. Skelton back in. Bandre closed down by Afonso.
As well, very composed, Ethan Bandre, just to keep the ball moving. Didn't panic.
Again, the ball forward. Busquets in behind. Havana, great left foot, as you could see from the corner. Mensah.
It's incredible, dangerous delivery he has at his disposal.
Fernandez, diagonal ball looking for James, and cut away by Santos. Andrada loses possession. Santos into Marco Afonso. Afonso has options to his left here with Rappaport. Rappaport looking for LaRue. Skelton cuts it out. Sorry, Brog. Rappaport on the ball.
I was impressed with Rappaport early in the week. Played well. It was a solid game. Strong. Won his challenges. Percentages were high on the ball.
Quick free kick played here by Rappaport. Quickly switches play to the substitute that's come in, Caleb Kinnear. The 18-year-old made his debut at 16 for the Timbers. Bad back heel decision there by Marco. Afonso. Mistimed communication there between Busquets and Andrada.
Yeah, but now just thinking Zion had pushed the back line and ran into the space. Miscommunication.
Afonso playing the ball forward, looking for Tevin Rue. Busquets. Busquets trying to play a 1-2 with Matt Geringer. The drop ball. Should go the Menace way. Half-time in the other semi-final. Western Massachusetts Pioneers are leading against North Carolina Fusion 1-0.
Wow. Yeah, both teams on that side of the bracket are very, very talented. North Carolina Fusion, we've seen them score great amount of goals this year. You know, Tormentor did very well last week to come back, make it 2-2 and take it into extra time. And of course, North Carolina running away with that 4-2 in 120 minutes. And Western Mass, extremely physical side, fighters. You know, the head coach is South American. They have a great philosophy there. So either team will be a tough opponent for the winner of this one, and would most definitely be a worthy winner. Worthy finalist, I should say.
Great ball played in there by Andrada, looking for Busquets, goes out for a corner.
Yeah, straight away you see Manel Busquets. He's getting touches in behind. He's just very tight. He's very close to the defenders. There's not a lot of space in behind for him to run onto. But if he continues what he's doing, you know, his opportunities will run. Very aggressively, he's trying to push the back line further and further back, and you know that does kill the space in behind. But keeps doing what he's doing. Can't help but think an opportunity is going to come from him.
James Thomas with an in-swinger, with his magical blue boots on, swings it in, decent ball in. Goalkeeper Tesaurus punches it out. Far side, Havana, left foot ball, played in. Brought down there by Skelton. It's blocked, handball calls. No, says the referee, play on. The Timbers are looking to counter-attack. Well defended there by the Menace. Skelton picks it up and they clean it up and start again.
Yeah, James Thomas does well to win ball. Back for his team. Took a little hit in the process. But here he is now.
Andrada, I noticed how, and you spoke about this earlier, Havana's taken up a position wide on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I said it in pre-game. You know, with the setup, you know, typically you'll see him playing at number 10 position centrally in the field, but a player of his qualities, you know, you get the best out of him in those wide areas. So it's just a case of that communication with Zion Andrade covering the space in the centre and allowing Alex the opportunity to try and get out wide.
Oh, lucky rebound there for James Thomas. Thomas on the ball, lays it back to Andrade. Lots of space, delivers. Is that offside? Could have been offside.
Could have been.
Busquets didn't go for it. A good phase of play right now after 17 minutes by the Menace. Had most of the possession. Playing in the Timbers half at this point of the game. Coming up to 18 minutes. Tesaurus on the ball. Looks to play short. Calfo's not ready for it. Decides to go long.
Yeah, can't help but think Portland are trying to play out from the back, trying to retain possession. And with the high step and the high press that the Moines Menace are offering, it's hard for them to do that.
As you can see, the teams have shifted across to our near side.
One other thing to note as well is I think the reason behind them trying to play short is we saw it in the game. You know, George Tothoris, he's not the greatest on the ball. You know, we saw him try and clear a pass on Friday, which ended up being an incredible goal from Park City. So not the most convincing goalkeeper with his feet. His distribution isn't quite to the levels that you'd expect. But yeah, the Menace are going to try and high press that and add the pressure.
And speaking of Afonso, got 2 goals in the game against Park City. 3-3 draw as the ball's played over. Jovino, far side. Mensah, space, cuts into the box. He's gone past 2 players, 3 players. Ball comes across. Deflected up for no, it did go out for a corner. Looked like it.
Yeah, Moses, that's an incredible play from him. You know, dancing his way through defenders. Justin, you can't help but think, could he have gone down there? Could he have tried to cheat his way into the referees? And
oh, that was touched. The referee, the second official hasn't indicated anything, but Busquets thought that Tusaris had actually played the ball and was bringing it back. Yeah, good point there. I mean, is Moses that type of player?
Absolutely not. You know, he's a great kid. He's very honest.
He could have gone down there.
But it's so easy when you're running at that speed and you're dancing through players in the box. You know, you're trying to initiate some contact. You could end up winning yourself a penalty.
Rappaport with the free kick. 20 minutes into the game. The Timbers haven't managed to get players like Sosa and Santos more involved.
It's a great ball.
What a fantastic ball out. The delivery was brilliant, but it's picked up here by Fernandez. Poor delivery into the box. Antwi, David, whose goal was disallowed earlier on. James, Thomas, deep in his own half, but now allowing Suarez to gain momentum, gain space. And there's the space on the far side. And here's Jovano. He's got Busquets, the only player on the far post. Jovano's going on his own, delivers the ball. It's blocked and cleared away by Kaina. Yeah. Only as far as Moses Mensah.
Yeah, we see Alex Jovano taking that wide area once again, you know, taking that position in a position where he can actually deliver the ball, and it's another good ball into a dangerous area. It's just well defended and cut out from the centre back.
Pablo Greenlee intercepts the ball that was played in there for Mensah. Again, and Antwi into the midfield. James out to Busquets. Busquets near side, tries to take on his player, trying to go past. It's well defended there by Rappaport. Very good defending, actually. Turning and shielding the ball from Busquets.
Yeah, he's a very powerful boy, as I've mentioned, and got a little too close for the referee's liking. He's just trying to find his way past the defender. Defender does well to position his body in between Manuel Busquets and the ball and wins possession back for his team.
Tusaris has recovered well from the injury he had the other day. Out to Greenlee. Greenlee looks to switch it, looking for Afonso. Well cut out there by Suarez. David checks his shoulder quickly. Good piece of play. Yeah, got on the half turn, didn't he?
Yeah, one thing about Tyler David is you'll never see him take more than 2 touches. You know, 1 or 2 touches, moving it fast, checking his shoulder, keeping the play moving. It's so simple, it's so effective. And yeah, that's why he's in the team, to offer that physicality in his personal battles, win those second balls, and keep the ball simple, keep it moving. 1, 2 touches, and it's so effective.
Danny Fernandez.
You know, they're the sort of players that go unnoticed, Justin. You know, you see it across all the levels. You know, you see the players getting the goals, the assists, and the sixes, the ones who do the dirty work. They don't get enough credit.
Yeah, I always look for the small details in players. I mean, that just how he checked his shoulder before the ball came in. You know, you see he's done it again. That's quality. You know, we were talking about that the other night in the earlier game. As we look for the diagonal ball here, goes into Tusaris. But going back to that point, we're talking about that. I think it was Alejandro for Park City. When he was coming out of pressure, was going straight back into pressure. And he was a good player. He was very crafty.
Yeah, you're right. You know, it's just those I want to say basic necessities, but is it basic? I'm not too sure. It's a skill to have. It's a natural ability to be able to check your shoulder and be aware of what's around you. And that's what he offers. And even things like this, winning headers, winning the personal battles, it's something you need in that midfield. And, Seth Antwi offers that balance where he's going to cover the ground. He's going to get into the nitty-gritty, and you have Tyler David, who's so effective combining the defense and the attack.
And it's well won there by Antwi. Antwi and David have been really good quality so far. After 23 minutes, James Thomas with some space. Delivers in far post. Busquets was the only player in the box, which quite surprises me.
Yeah, he's going to be isolated. There's going to be times when Manel Busquets won't be in the areas he needs to be. He's not a natural striker. Seba Andreasen is a striker who will find himself in and around areas naturally where he can affect the game and try and score the goals. Manel will do so to some certain extent, but he'll be limited in support just for the fact that Alex Oveno is not a natural front three player, and of course Zayn Andrade covers a lot of ground behind Manel, so he could find himself isolated at times, but he's capable of getting on the end of crosses and needs to judge crosses and have that natural flair to be able to put himself in areas where he can meet deliveries and crosses coming in from wide areas.
James again. This is where they need players in the box. He's got time and space. Plays it out to Oveno. Alex Oveno likes his left foot, brings it onto his left foot, delivers, gets a slight deflection, but it's going to be Mensah. Mensah on the far side. He's tricky. He can bring the ball in, gets a slight deflection, and Tusaris with an easy save. He's trying to get his teammates up.
Yeah, I understand Alex Oveno. He's very one-sided in terms of using his left foot. Not the greatest, and obviously not as comfortable on the right side. But even there, when he's in area down on the right-hand side, it's so much more effective to cross the ball with his right-hand side. By him coming back onto his left foot, Justin, and trying to get that delivery from his left foot, it's killing 1 or 2 seconds, which can ultimately be the reason why there's not a lot of options in the box. Just that split second, it makes the difference.
Mensah, far side. I noticed Oveno didn't play it and run into his space, which is good. Good decision making. Left it open for Oveno to go 1v1 against Greenlee on the far side. Thrown to the Menace. Andrade.
Setting up for throw-ins. It's almost like setting up for a corner. The Menace can make this count.
Andrade, the Brazilian from Rio de Janeiro, coming in to take the throw-in. Known for his long throw. Kiner sitting in front of the target players. David, one of them. Skelton, the other one. Skelton's going up. David flicks it on. James comes. Thesaurus comes over the top. James didn't jump. He was just standing there. It's not his fault. He didn't know. And the referee's given a corner because it's not a foul.
Yeah, very brave from the goalkeeper.
As you look at this again.
Yeah, Tyler David is just standing his ground. Not a lot of aggression or purpose acting out. It's just a case of, the goalkeeper committing to winning the ball. Does very well in the end to do so. I'm sure he'll be okay.
Well, hopefully he's okay because he's been in the wars, hasn't he? As you see the corner coming in again. Skelton goes up. Kiner doesn't quite clear it. Tyler David just held his ground, was going to go up for a challenge, and the keeper came over him. So here we go. James Thomas with a corner. Comes in, well taken there by Thesaurus. Did really well to come back after that slight knock on his shoulder.
Yeah, see, straight away looking to play out, looking to build from the back.
Santos.
High press off the Moines. It's going to be difficult to do so. They've got to be quick if they're going to do it like that.
That's what I've noticed on him, is the high press right away.
Yeah.
Santos gets it, he's being pressed.
That's it.
So the key players are being pressed right away.
Yeah, that's the way the Menace set up. That's their philosophy. This formation is set up and designed to defend from the front, and they're going to try and win the ball back in attacking areas where they can go and score. So Portland are going to try and build from the back. If they're going to try and shift the ball between the lines, they have to do it quickly and they have to do it sharply. Players have to be aware of what's around them, constantly checking their shoulders, and that's how they're going to break down Des Moines Menace. And that's very difficult to do, Justin.
And it's evidently so after what we've seen over the season. Kiner trying to find a way through, gets blocked.
Well, you can't get in the habit of forcing it now, Portland Timbers. Have to be patient.
Santos has just broken through the middle, but that was good defending there on Greenlee.
Yeah, again, he's trying to run himself through 3 or 4 Des Moines Menace players there. Is that the wisest decision? I don't think so. that
David.
comes from movement as well. Sorry to interrupt, Justin.
No. Yeah. No problem at all, Army. No problem at all.
Yeah, if you're running through 3 or 4 players like that, you do need options and movements from other players to try and combine and get around them in other ways.
Ivano, quick combination. Play there in the midfield, and that's just the way to do it. They've got to move the ball quickly, 1 and 2 touch.
Yeah, absolutely.
I see Mensah in behind Greenlee on the far side. As you can see, Greenlee has now gone into a back 4, obviously because they are pushed under pressure.
Yeah.
Thomas, looking for Thomas here. Skelton played a great ball in. Rappaport comes in and covers. There'll be a throw in here. And Andrada will take this again, looking for the long throw.
His arms are going to be more tired than his legs.
You know, you've got a very good point there. I'm just waiting for him to do some acrobatic flip throw as well, you know. There he comes, Andrada. Long throw in, Skelton near post, looking to Soros. Picks the ball up with ease. Do you think they maybe need to look at something different?
From the throw-ins?
Yeah, we'll just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to make it a long throw like that, I feel like you do need someone dropping in to be a little nearer to flick it on and give that extra 2, 3, 4, 5 yards of aerial time, really, just for players to go and attack it. You know, trying to finish off a cross straight from the throw-in. When the throw-in isn't too long, can be difficult.
Antwi, very good defending there, as Andrea was coming in to get the layoff from Ruin, and Antwi actually did a great job covering that space and just breaking up play and just starting again. I mean, him and David have been fantastic so far.
Yeah, you know, Seth Antwi, that's what he's brought into the team to do. You know, he's sometimes called him like a sweeper sort of defender, but he's almost like a sweeper in front of the defense. You know, he's always there, covering the ground, intercepting passes, making tackles. You know, he gets into the dirty work of the game, and yeah, that's what he's so effective at doing. You're not going to see him score, you're not going to see him assist, but winning the ball back in those areas and keeping the ball for his team, that's what he's there to do.
And you know, the Menace can they can rotate players, and they're resting Hagley today, and Borner's on the bench. You know, so they've got the quality that can come in and do the job.
Yeah, 100%. You just mentioned Lucas Berner there has played a great amount of minutes this summer. A reliable player, experienced, 29-year-old from Germany. Knows the game very well, knows the system. And yeah, can be very effective off the bench. You know, if you just need those fresh legs in the middle of the park, he's one that can do that. Chandler O'Dwyer also. And one person worth noting that is on the bench, Rashawn Walks. Changed the game, believe it or not, in the space of 5 seconds when he came on Friday.
On his second touch was header.
Yeah.
It was
one touch to flick it over the keeper.
It was quite interesting because I saw on Twitter that he was given man of the match.
Yeah, he was. Didn't take him long to find himself as a man of the match. I don't know how much he paid Kai Edwards, I think it was, awarding that, but yeah, more than deserved for the way he just came on, and I think that's the easiest man of the match I think he'll get.
Got the assist from Andreasen, as you mentioned in the broadcast. Yeah, in the broadcast, and Mark McGeever was an absolute genius with the change.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it was a forced substitution Mark McGeever was made into with the injury of Seba Andreasen, but all things happen for a reason. You know, Seba sacrificed himself in the end to allow Rashawn to come on, and without that happening, we could have been looking at a completely different game right now.
You won't believe this. My barber, Ian, texted me. He said he's watching the game. I can't believe it. He doesn't know anything about football, nothing at all. He's a big baseball fan, but he told me the Cubs are terrible this year. He's decided to watch the Menace.
There it is, changing sport.
I know.
I'm pretty sure he's just looking at everyone's haircuts, but I could do with one, to be honest, Justin.
Yep. Yeah. Shall I refer you to him?
Yeah,
send you down there?
Why not?
It's not far, it's just down Ingersoll. Not far from where you are, the offices.
Menace rate?
Yep, absolutely. As Skelton gets on the ball, decides to turn outside of the foot into Fernandez. Antwi drops off, creating space, looking for Mensah on the far side. Wasn't quite the quality pass he was looking for. Great crowd here tonight. Same as Friday night. I mean, we had a fantastic crowd here. The Red Army are over there.
Yeah, it's great for them to show up, especially when it matters in these final stages. The boys need the support, and it's great to see so many have come out and show the support for the lads.
Andrada does well to shield the ball. Davids
keeps the ball so well. Zion Andrade, he's a very strong guy.
And if you're a young player watching right now, something to watch for is the quality and the technique, how players shield the ball, how they get on the half turn and look forward for the next pass.
Yeah, you see how often now all it takes is just the position of your body.
Suarez into Andrada into the box. He's closed down there well closed down actually by Calfo. But it is important that, kids today, Army, just don't really take note of the small details.
Yeah, it's so easy when you're young just to be set up by coaches who just set them up in a game and give them the opportunity to play. And yeah, that's beneficial, but yeah, they do need to be taking notes of how players are opening their body up. Their body position can be the reason why they keep the ball, holding their balance. You don't need all these muscles and size to keep the ball. You just need a body position.
Alex Ovina goes short this time into Thomas. Ovina has it on his left foot. The line steps up. Far post. Skelton brings it down slightly offside. Well organized at the back as the Timbers come out and catching the Menace players offside. So Skelton caught offside on the far post.
Yeah, I think the ball, the position of where Alex Ovina delivered the ball, it was a very narrow central area. I don't think the objective was to cross the ball from such an angle, and that allowed the opportunity for the Timbers under 23s to push out. And Skelton gets caught offside.
Brog playing the ball forward. Got taken down there by Mensah. Was Greenlee. Mensah did an outstanding job the other night defensively, tucking in. And I think you were talking about this before, how Mensah will take care of the player on the right.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a 1v1 situation on that far side with Moses up against Greenlee, left back versus right back. And yeah, Moses is going to stretch him. It's going to play on his shoulder. And that's the kind of thing where Alex Ovino needs to notice and maybe put himself in that area and make it a 2v1 situation and create that numbers up environment.
David. Closed down by Brog. Brog did really well there. Andreo looking to build the attack again. Rude tucks inside, plays a little combination with Andreo.
Yeah, there's not a lot of options, and they haven't retained the ball high up the field, Portland Timbers. There's players up there. Like Marco Afonso, the number 11, is extremely talented boy. We saw him on Friday cause chaos for Park City, and throughout the season he's been a very good player.
Afonso on the ball right now, tries to cut in.
Yeah, here he is. He's a player who's played in 9 games, scored 3 or 4 goals, 5 assists to the season. So yeah, he's a player that I want to see get on the ball a little more, try and create some movements, try and take it upon himself to get himself on the ball rather than wait for it to come, because he's going to be limited in opportunities to get on the ball and generate some chances to score. So he needs to offer himself, a little more. I know it's difficult, but that's where the special players get highlighted.
And this just goes to show, from a positional influence point of view, the Menace are doing really well off the ball as James Thomas receives the ball into Andrada. Andrada, lots of space. Delivers one high and wide. Busquets made a inverted run inside.
Yeah, Zion Andrade just a little off balance as he struck that. And I'm sure more opportunities will come.
Noticed Andreo dropping in to receive the ball on the edge of the box. There's been a slight shift in rotation here. Lucas Santos has gone inside. Marco Afonso is waving his arms in the air in despair. David did really well there, just dropping off Santos.
Yeah, even there, he's trying to flick the ball on. He's not checking his shoulder. He's flicking the ball on, but there's no one to flick it on to. The gaps between the number 10, Jose Sosa, and the forwards, it's too far. It's too big. So he's trying to flick the ball on, and Tyler Davids is easily intercepting that.
Tevin Rue goes down after a foul by Danny Fernandez. But you're right that we just haven't seen Sosa get on the ball like he did the other day. And I think the Menace have done a really good job nullifying him actually getting on the ball.
Yeah, he's up against 2 number 10s and 2 number 6s. You know, there's 4 midfielders occupying the space for the Des Moines Menace, so spaces are going to be limited, and he's not going to have the time to get on the ball. So it's going to be difficult.
As the delivery comes in, it's headed straight up in the air. David goes up. Looks like it might go for a corner, and it does. So it's a corner.
Honestly, I did not see that. The lines for the football fields just throw in my head.
It is a bit confusing. We can't change things at this point, can we? Lucas Santos, right foot, in swinger. Afonso makes a run towards Bandre, just in front of him. Picked up by David. David trying to shield the ball. Ball delivered in. Up go the numbers. That was Skelton clearing his lines. Captain fantastic at the back again. Busquets. Well recovered there.
Yeah, does well to step across the path of Manuel Busquets.
Roux forced inside. He had an option with Afonso to the outside.
Yeah, you know, corners, set pieces, especially for the Portland Timbers under 23s, they're going to be crucial in this game. You know, they're going to be limited on opportunities to score, as they have been inside his opening 40 minutes. So making the most out of corners, you know, set pieces, it's going to be crucial if they're going to try and score.
Well, it looks like the rest they had yesterday has done them a world of good, because they look very fresh and energized.
Yeah, they do. They look very organised, and the Menace have had the ball and created the chances. They've just been frustrated by Portland Timbers. It's not been any clear-cut chances for either team. It's been a fairly quiet game so far.
Afonso with the delivery, flicked on and goes out for a corner, I believe. No, offside. Bandre looking to play out short, quickly recognized by Roux and Afonso, decides to go long now. Do you think that Timbers might need to look at matching up the midfield at some stage? 5 minutes to go in the half?
I would say that's a big risk, you know. When you try and match the Menace, it's all about personal battles, and when you look at the quality and the strength that Menace has, that's going to be difficult. And if you're losing your personal battles in the middle of the field, that's going to leave you exposed, especially in wide areas. And if you're overloading the midfield and allowing the likes of Moses, Alex Oveno, James Thomas to get the ball in those wide areas, it's going to cause danger.
Kaina delivers forward. Well won there by Fernandez. Up nice and strong into Mensah. Mensah looking for his Ghanaian mate, Antwerp. Played out wide. Afonso, I don't think he's going to get this. He's closed down by Skelton.
Yeah, I don't think that was the wisest decision from the man on the ball to try and play that pass into Alfonso. You know, beyond Jordan Skelton, I felt like if he kept driving towards the centre of the field, a lot more spaces, angles and gaps would have opened up. Again, it's all about that composure, you know, that patience, that belief in yourself that you can carry the ball forward, rather than just offloading that pass and setting Alfonso free in a chance where you're up against Jordan Skelton. It's going to be difficult.
And also playing the ball out wide. I mean, that's where the Menace wanted anyway, is out wide.
Yeah. The most direct route is through the centre towards the goal, so you want to try and keep it as close to that as possible.
Looks like we're going to have a card here. Was that for Greenlee or Kaina? Trying to figure this out quickly. Matt Geringer flashed the yellow card. I believe it's for Kaina. We'll clarify that. Fernandez. David comes short. Hops out wide. Looking for Moses Mensah. Cleared away by Greenlee. Out for a throw and far side. Touch line for the Menace. Evenly matched game so far, 0-0, although the Timbers have soaked up quite a bit of pressure. Busquets onto his right foot. Busquets drives one in. Tusaro saves it with Hirvano lurking
Yeah, does well to keep hold of that, the goalkeeper. You see a lot of goalkeepers fumble that and not keep hold of it. You see the replay now. It's a powerful strike from Manel Busquets, and as I just said, you see a lot of keepers, not keep hold of that and fumble that ball into someone who is like Alex Oveno, who would pounce on that.
Suarez wins the battle there. Santos looks for Roux down the line. Tevin Roux loses possession. Thomas. Andrade trying to help the ball on into Busquets. Manuel Busquets from Barcelona, Spain. Suarez. Thomas helps the ball on. Rappaport did well to win it. Sosa needs to get more involved in the game. Out wide to Greenlee. Greenlee pushed out wide. Alex Havana did very well there. Just closing him down and blocking the pass, covering the passing lanes. Afonso didn't quite get the touch that he probably wanted. Well won here by Busquets. Andrade to his right. Closed down Busquets into the space. Still carrying the ball. Andrade's in the box. And it's well won again by that man, Rappaport, coming across to cover. But he did have 2 or 3 players coming across there. So it was going to make it difficult for himself. 1 minute, coming up to the 45th minute, plus whatever allotted time is added by the referee as Moses Mensah cuts into the box. Greenlee closing down. He still has the ball. He's trying to make something of it. Into Ivano on his left foot, closed down. Lines are cleared, not quite. Back in by Antwi. Rappaport clears the line. Sosa and Antwi challenging for it, but again won by Fernandez. And the Menace still have it as Alex Havana delivers, and that was an opportunity there for Andrade in the box, but very good defending again by Rappaport.
Yeah, it's a great delivery once again into a dangerous area. Just can't quite get in front of his man, Zayn Andrade.
Andrea. Lucas Santos on the ball, goes square, which is okay for the Menace at this point, as long as they don't go forward. They've cut out all the passing lanes. Rappaport near side. Interchange there with Afonso coming into the half space. Afonso still has the ball. He's got Skelton with him. Skelton does really well to make the tackle sliding in. Not a lot gets past Skelton, that's for sure. Looks like Greenlee's going off to the sideline. He didn't play in the game the other night because of an injury. Billick is warming up on the far side, so it looks like Billick might come back into the game now.
Yeah, and we see Billick on Friday, how advanced he gets and how further up he pushes himself, and that could lead the gaps in behind to open up. But just as much as it could do that, he could create a chance in the final third for his team and get a delivery into the box.
And Greenlee's reoccurring injury must have been causing him an issue. So Billick comes in, positional change, far side on the right. As Santos on our near side throws into Sosa. Sosa helps the ball on to Billick. Mensah closing down. Andreo out to Billick, 2v2. Good defending there by Mensah. And wins a goal kick. Stoppage time is 6 minutes, added by the referee.
Yeah, I'm not too sure where they've come from, to be honest. That seems a long time.
Goalkeeper substitution.
Potentially, yeah. Yeah, you're right. The goalkeeper was down for a while. The water breaker as well, of course.
Andre. Clears to the halfway line. James Thomas goes up. Santos looking for Roux, who's won well there by Suarez. Again, Fonso. Closed down, well defended there by Moines Menace with James, and then into Suarez. Not a very good clearance there by Bandre. Out for a throw-in. We should be coming up to the end of the 6 minutes, added by the referee, Matt Geringer. A change of momentum with Brog on the ball, looking for Billets, just come in, replacing Greenlee. Kiner playing forward. Brog, but well won there by Antwi. Timbers still looking for something. Need more players going forward. Rue, wearing jersey number 9, apparently flew in last night to join the team. Far side, Sosa blocked by Alex Jorveno. Mensah battling out there with Bilic. And the Menace have regained possession. They need to break forward with more numbers. Not really a good pass there by Andrada. Maybe should have held it up.
Yeah, just on Portland. I want to see Sosa try and get on the ball a little more. He's more than capable of making things happen in the attacking third, and I feel like if anything is going to happen, it's going to come from him.
Yeah, he has that knack to that self-awareness, and he's always looking around. He's got that little tricky pass that he finds the little gaps.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's on the far side here with Fernandez. Cuts inside. The switch is on here to James Thomas. It's going to be a rotation. James Thomas cuts in, but doesn't quite find him from Skelton.
Yeah, James Thomas he's further into the field. You know, I feel like those dives are going to happen. I want to see Jamesy come out, almost hug the sideline. You know, almost sometimes even be off the field, just to open it up and give that width, and it gives a lot more space for Jordan Skelton to find the ball.
On that point, wouldn't you have one of the 10s then move into that space and James out wide?
Yeah, just to offer that other option and that support. Someone for James Thomas to combine with once he receives the ball.
Tyler David brought down there by Andreo. Tyler David is solid. He came on the other night and he did a fantastic job. And again, we talk about the details. And you mentioned earlier, wins it, 1-2 touch, finds the pass.
Keeps it simple, moves it simple and quick. Physical in there. He's a great addition to the team.
Mensah just didn't quite keep it. And that is it, half-time. Matt Geringer has blown his whistle for half-time. It is 0-0 here at Valley Stadium in the USL League 2 semi-finals for a place in the final to play against the winner of Western Mass Pioneers and North Carolina Fusion. We'll be back in a sec after this break.
All used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage. All makes and models 2011 or newer with under 75,000 miles receive a 175-point inspection, Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. Only sold at the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Pizza by the rules? No thanks. That's never been our style. At Fong's, we're all about making great pizza with handmade crust and premium toppings. From a new spin on the classics and truly Iowan originals to our world-famous crab rangoon, this is how Fong's does pizza. Side your pizza with one of our signature appetizers and a tiki drink. Eat in or take out. Ankeny, Drake neighborhood on Forest, and downtown. Fong's Pizza.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines. more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
Good evening. Welcome back to Valley Stadium here in Des Moines, Iowa for the USL League 2 semi-final for a place in the national championship. The score between the Menace and the Timbers is 1-1 at 0-0 at this point.
Where are you getting those goals, Rob?
I'm more excited about having our guest man over here. We have a guest appearance from Sebastian Andreasen, who's originally from Norway. Correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about where you're from.
Yeah, I'm from also Norway, west coast of Norway, and then I've been over here for 4 years now. So yeah.
So it's a fishing.
Yeah, fishing kind of city. Yeah,
it's an island, right?
Oh yeah, we're separated on the west coast, coming the fjords in the country and stuff like that. So yeah, beautiful scenery. Rains a lot, but
so what are you doing here then?
Try to play some soccer, but. Now it's supporting the boys. All that matters. That's all that matters right now.
Seba, you've been influential to the team this whole season, and it's unfortunate that you're not part of the team, obviously, for this game, but you're here supporting. You got injured. Tell us how you feel.
It's not fun. Never getting injured. It's never fun. But I'm a good place to be when I'm injured right now. I'm around a lot of good people. A lot of my teammates are absolutely amazing, and the team around here is helping me so much. So this is probably the best place I could be while this has happened. So it's not the best, but I think this is the best of the worst right now. So I'm quite alright. Yeah.
What are we looking at, Seba, in terms of the injury? I don't know if you've obviously spoke to any doctors yet. What's the latest?
So what it looks like is that it's a damage on the MCL, and there might be a damage on the ACL. They're not really sure. They keep checking MRI, it. So right? Yeah, waiting on the MRI to give the result back, and then we'll see how we proceed from there. But we got not horrible feedback from the doctors yet, but
fingers crossed.
Yeah, the feedback's been alright, so we're waiting for the confirmation that it's alright and it's not going to be too long. So
perfect. Yeah, and obviously you're out the team for today, and Manel Busquets has gone into the 9. Just from the first half, what are your thoughts on how that's? Has there been any change in terms of when you're on the field, or is there any adaptations that the team has had to make?
So obviously Manel and me are two different kind of players, and he brings a different kind of set of skills to the table with his pace and power and his directness. So it's always going to change a little bit, but
it's almost like you're usually the center point for him to play off and maybe runs in behind and.
Yeah, so it's going to be a different role for him today, and it's going to be him going to have to pick up. This formation is set up a little bit for the striker to make sure that the number 10 gets to face the goal, and sometimes that means that you don't get to face the goal a lot. And so far this half, I feel like he's been doing well, turning himself, facing the goal, and I feel like there's a goal around the corner for this game for him. So,
well, I think to your point, Seba, you play players into the game. Just laying the ball off and finding feet and then spinning out. The Menace have a lot of momentum so far in the first half. Just the final product isn't quite there. The delivery is getting in the box. Is either being Busquets, and then no one from the midfield, either Andrada or Hovana, who's out on the left. None of them are really just making that extra run into the box, getting more numbers in, or the late run into the box. Mark McGiver, do you think he'll have a word? Or?
Well, yeah, he's expecting one of the expectation of the number 10s is to get in the box and score goals. That's you can see that on the players that have been playing in the 10, how many goals have been scored from that position. And in soccer, how many goals are getting scored inside the box. That's 80-70% of it. That means get in the box, scoring goals. Obviously, with Alex in a new position because he hasn't played this previously, he got to take a different kind of role in the team and look upon, okay, what can I do here to change it up? So for him to probably get more in the box, and then Zion also to realize that Alex not always, he wants to go across the ball. That means that Zion and Manny both have to just get in the box and fill it up.
I know that Army has a million questions for you.
Oh, believe me, I don't. He won't shut up.
No, I know that he won't.
Steady.
I know he does. He's got a couple up his sleeve, even though he's not wearing long sleeves. But
no, he'll never wear long sleeve. Look at his arms.
But how did you get to the States? Obviously, you came out to Young Harris, and just I know a lot of people are watching, and just as an international coming in the process and that.
Obviously, it was a big process, and I sat down with my parents back on the whole thing, and we sat down and we think, okay, what's next? I was graduating high school, I was looking to continue playing, and back home the right opportunities wasn't necessarily presenting themselves, when this presented itself, it came across as a great opportunity for me, and I talked to Coach McKeever.
Sold you the dream.
Yeah, sold me the dream. The wee beach.
Warner
Beach in Young Harris. And I talked to him.
They all do that, don't they?
Some sales tactics. Some salesmen. No, but we sat down. We had a great conversations, and he made me believe that this place is good for me, and it can be good for my future. And to be honest, it's been probably one of the best decisions of my life. I've come over here. I played 3.5 years in college so far, and I got 1 more year to go. And the experiences, the soccer, the people, it's been amazing.
So it's been a fantastic experience, and you did roommate with. You were like roommates, weren't you?
I had to deal with this guy. Way too much.
A lot of work, wasn't it?
He just talks about Liverpool all day.
I know.
All he talks about.
Well, that's what happens when you come from Kirby.
Yeah, I've had
Scouser.
Yeah, that's the one.
But what does your future look like after you're done playing here in college? Are you now? I know Army has a question for you with regards to that.
I was just going to say, obviously you mentioned 1 year left there. Knee is going to get better, so we're glad about that. And I was just about to ask the same thing. Plans? You've got another year of college, of course. Who knows, a very good season. Could see you getting in the draft. USL teams will be watching. Is that the objective?
Well, my biggest dream since I was young is to play professional soccer. So, I've been working steadily towards that ever since that. And, this is part of the journey for me right now. And that's what I want to do. And I'm going to continue, and I'm going to work as hard as I can to reach my goal.
Listen, you've gave an incredible account of yourself this summer, and you've turned into one of the best strikers in the country in this division. So
appreciate that.
Central Arkansas, I believe, is the plan, unofficially, officially, whatever it is. But I'm excited for you, big man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
he paid me to say that, by the way.
Any chance, mate? Here's a 20
Well, you have the ability and the potential.
Yeah, no,
that's for sure. From what I've seen, and your presence on the pitches is unbelievable. It's a threat to the opposition, that's for sure. That. But there's one thing I want to ask you. I did a bit of research today. Tell us about the song that came out of your local town, Olesund. It's I found it somewhere on YouTube. It was
ding dong.
It was. I'll tell you, the guy's name was Kin Sun Kick Moon or whatever. It was like something about your fishing town. You probably don't know about it. I'll probably have to get Arnie to send it to you.
Yeah, you probably have to do that. But if it's for his talking about, it's not Eurovision movie he's talking about.
I was hoping for you to get up and start dancing for us, but you can't do it.
I wish I could dance right now, but I wish I can limp on one leg for you if that's what you want.
I know, man.
But yeah, no, it's.
But obviously, we wish you all the best.
Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
A quick recovery. Hopefully see you again next weekend, or or something like that. Hopefully the Menace qualify and keeping fingers crossed.
Yeah, I believe that, you know, I look at the boys out here and, you know, we already scored 1 goal out there, you know, offside or not, but the ball's already been in the back of the net.
Yeah.
So I think it's a moment, every second now, I think it's going to come now. The boys are pushing for it, and I feel like, you know, it's coming.
Yeah. Well, Sebastian Andreasen, thank you very much for coming up here.
Appreciate
I know that you had to take the long way up, especially with the injury. We really do appreciate it. Before we go for a quick break, and we'll be back for the start of the second half, there's a reason why Sebastian is sitting. He's 6'4", so we want to feel like we're 6'5". But however, we'll be back right after the break. Thank you.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
The Chicken in Orilla is a classic roadhouse joint serving chicken any way you want. All hand-cut, hand-breaded, and 100% satisfying. Chicken, just like your mama used to make. Bring the whole fam for all their favorites, and chicken so good you'll know why we could only call ourselves the Chicken. In the middle of nowhere, but just minutes from everywhere.
Central Bank opened its doors in 1877 and has been proud to call Iowa home ever since. For more than a century, our family-owned business has worked hand-in-hand with friends and neighbors across the state to make their dreams a reality. Come visit us at our new location on Hickman and Waukee and see how Central Bank can make it happen for you.
Good evening and welcome back to Valley Stadium. For the start, as you can see, of the second half of the USL League 2 semi-finals for a place in the finals next weekend. Army, do you think there's going to be any notable changes here that we're going to see with both teams, or do you think they'll stay the same and wait until about the 65th minute or so?
Yeah, I don't expect any changes at the half, especially from Des Moines. You know, Mark McKeever isn't the coach who likes to change much at the half, especially when it's so tight and there's no big real reason to change. As for the Timbers, we obviously saw the change come with Greenlee go off for Timothy Bielik at right back. So as for them, I don't think so either. It'll just be more of the same, I think, from the Timbers. They'll try and frustrate the Menace and take this game as late as possible. And as for the Menace, they're going to try and push further forward. Maybe that might create some openings for a few changes later in the game. But for now, no, I don't think there'll be many changes. And yeah, more of the same. Try and push for an attack and see how they get on.
Do you think the Timbers might try and get Sosa and Santos a little more involved? Afonso hasn't really seen much, and neither's Trevin Rue. Trevin Rue's just held the ball up, tried to play players in, but he's either been fouled or given the ball away.
Yeah.
What would your expectation be of the Timbers for the start of the second half?
You know, now they've gone in at half-time, me being a player myself, I've been in these sort of situations before, is the mindset and the mentality of the players will be different going in from the first half and now to the second half. Now, well, originally they had 90 minutes, 2 halves, plenty of time to play. Now they're down to the last 45 minutes in their season, potentially. That shifts something in the brains. Paul and Timbers will have to come out if they wanted to try and take this game to the Moines Menace, because the minute you start sitting back, the later in the game it gets, the more desperate it gets, the more space is open, and the Des Moines Menace are more likely to penalise those and execute great moves using those spaces. So as for the Portland, they've got to be patient. They've got to be patient, keep things going, and try and take the game to the Menace, but at the same time be wary of the attack and counter-attack that the Menace can offer.
Do you think that fatigue might build in for the Timbers late in the latter stages? I know Calvo and a couple of the other players picked up just injuries, slight knocks, and there was a lot of fatigue in them. They kept going down with cramp and so forth.
Yeah, potentially. You know, you never know what can happen with both teams. Both teams could go down with cramp. It's going to be fatigued. They've covered a lot of ground there tonight. It is hot, so. And don't forget, they played a lot of minutes, both teams, on Friday night. So it's always a possibility. It's going to maybe force some changes. So remains to be seen.
Well, if you've just joined us, it's the Timbers in all white going from left to right. We don't see any changes within their squad for the start of the second half. And the Menace in their black and red hoops going from right to left. As the Timbers on the far side where Santos delivers, goes over Bandre, over the bar, goal kick. Not a bad start for the Timbers. Just to try and stamp their mark in the second half.
Yeah, straight away you see there is been a difference. You know, we mentioned pre-game and Coach McKeever picked up on it. You know, Bielik's come on as a right back, and straight away I've automatically thought there that they're set up in the back three just because of the way Bielik advanced further forward, and that does leave gaps in behind. So if they are playing a back three, they're going to have to stay tight and connected, and the wing backs are going to have to come back in transition. But moving forward, you see him again, how the number 4, how high he gets for a right-sided player. So maybe they are playing the back three with the 2 wing backs, and they're trying to match the Menace in that sort of situation.
Do you think this will be an opportunity for Alex Havana maybe to exploit the space in the wide areas if Bielik is pushing forward?
Yeah, 100%. I'm not sure if you can see on your screens, but the gap between the right centre-back and the right wing-back is large, and straight away you see Alex Oveno there just off your screens adopting that space. So maybe we can see that more often. That's what Alex Oveno will have been told to do, so we'll see how that develops.
Mensah looking for Busquets. Matt Geringer says high foot. Andrea leaves it. Kaina delivers forward, looking for Marco Afonso, but it's one there, just flicked on by Skelton, back to Bandre. He switches play out to Suarez. Into Andrade's feet. Great ball played forward, looking for Busquets. Tries to dummy the ball through Calfo. Calfo just got a touch to it, didn't quite work off. James Thomas on the far side, cuts in. He's still trying to cut in, didn't quite get there. Well defended by Rappaport. The men still have it. Andrade comes inside, David, out to Mensah. Here's Alex Havana inside him. Mensah just slightly strikes that, off balance, goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, straight away you see the transition inside. You know, Tyler David, just one touch is all it takes to get that out to Moses Mensah, and that just creates a lot more speed and movement into the attack, and Moses was able to step forward and get a shot off on goal. You know, we saw him on Friday cannon one off the crossbar or the post, whatever it was, but yeah, he's trying to do that again, and now to goal kick to the Timbers.
George Tesaurus delivers. David won the first ball in the midfield. Skelton comes across into James Thomas, flicks it on. It's taken away by Brog. Brog on the far side delivers, and offside. Afonso was slightly offside. Possibly could get a yellow card for this, or chatting to by the referee. Matt Geringer. I've been talking to a couple of the old boys that played for the Menace back in 2005 when they won the national championship. One of them notably is Chris Hamburger.
I was only 6.
You were only 6?
Probably 5, to be honest.
Yeah, Chris Hamburger has been watching every single game up until now. He's excited and he's been cheering the Menace on as Havana delivers in far post. What a ball! That was an absolute chance there for Andrade, I believe, on the far post. That will go down as a chance. And what a perfect, wonderful delivery. As you look at the
I hope
replay
he's okay
here.
down there. I hope he's all right. He's down on the floor. But yeah, we see the delivery from Alex Oveno is absolutely amazing. Consistently quality within the way he bends that ball into the box, into a dangerous area. And they're the sort of areas where Seb Andreasen will be crying his eyes out the fact that he's not on the field.
Hopefully he's okay. It was a great ball played and he went in for the challenge. As you can see here again. Lovely ball played in there by Havana. Challenge. He didn't hit. Oh, I see. So what happened there just at the last minute, Rappaport, I think his knee went into his face just as they crossed the goal line. So hopefully he's okay. I see Walkers warming up on the far side. As we all know, scored the winning goal the other night.
Yeah, very effective off the bench, and may have actually had a thought in McKeever's head that he could have started tonight, but the energy he brings off the bench, that pace, that different threat, you know, the running in behind, you know, he offers a great deal off the bench, and I'm sure Mark McKeever will be looking to exploit that at some point in the game.
Do you think Mark McGeever was in two minds whether to start him tonight or not?
Oh, I'm sure he was in 5 or 6
Well, he had to win that, and here they come out. The Timbers cut inside, and this is the chance. Another chance, and he's offside. That is absolutely for the Menace. They are absolutely relieved right now because they were caught napping at one point.
That's it, he got caught there. The Moines Menace, they have to be wary. Of course, they are down to 10 men as of right now. Zion Andrade is running around to the side of the field, getting ready to come on. The Moines Menace would not have been happy with that. Mark McKeever there shouting orders.
And that was Brogg that was offside. The other semi-final match happening on the East Coast between Western Mass Pioneers and North Carolina Fusion are in the 92nd minute, and the score now is 3-1 to North Carolina.
Wow, yeah, we see it so often, the Fusion. Capable of scoring a great amount of goals, and my college teammate, Federico Gutierrez, is playing now for Western Mass, and I was hoping he would make it to a final. He's had a great season, captain of the Western Mass Pioneers, and yeah, I'm sorry for him. His summer's going to be coming to an end, and I'll see him very soon up in the mountains of North Georgia.
As Mensah clears his lines, Andrade back on the field now, picks up the ball on the far side halfway line. Back into James Thomas. David. Antwi was picked up, the square ball wasn't on.
Yeah,
lovely ball played in there by Skelton between the lines.
There was a lot of force and pressure coming in from Marco Afonso. I'd like to see more of that from the Timbers and try and speed things up for the Menace and force some mistakes.
Oh, what a tricky piece of play there. Sublime by Alex Havano. Moses Mensah with the delivery. The fans are appealing for a free kick. Ball played in, cleared away, not quite. David comes in. It's into Andrade. Andrade comes in. David is down on the edge of the box. Play goes on. Still down. Out of your picture. Fernandez into Mensah. Havano's on the outside of him. He maybe should have played it earlier. Havano's got one in the middle. That's Andrade. Andrade's in there. What a ball played in. And what a fantastic save.
Yeah, does very well to come out and keep hold of that. Very demanding from his box. That's exceptional goalkeeper from George Tassouris. But one thing I want to notice and put into the picture is the fact that Alex Oveno is coming out to play almost like a left winger. And Moses is out here as well. It's almost like a 2v1 on this far side.
Well, it's been effective so far, hasn't it, Army? You can see it with the two deliveries going in. So Mensah and Alex Havana combining well. Do you think Mensah's probably doing most of the defensive work though and giving him a free role?
Yeah, 100%. And we mentioned pre-game with Bielik as the right back. He's going to get high. He's going to get advanced. And that's going to leave them exposed down this left-hand side, considering there's only one centre-back occupying that space.
Rue into Marco Afonso, didn't quite connect on there. Gets it on his left foot, drives the ball in straight into the hands of Bandre. After 9 minutes, we've had some fireworks here so far in the match for a place in the final of the USL 2 National Championship. Cleared away by Rappaport. You've been impressed with Rappaport, haven't you?
I have, yeah. He's been very good. And a very talented centre-back, defender.
Skelton did well there, finding Antwi. Antwi's got Moses out to his right, opts to go inside, finds Havano, who's positioned in a central area. Andrade steps into the space between the lines, and he has a chance here for Havano. Havano strikes, and he scores! Alex Havano! What a strike!
Yeah, that left foot is so dangerous. Alex Oveno, again, it's just you can't help but think the decision for Mark McKeever to put him in that picture. I look at the lineup this morning and I see him in that number 10 and I'm thinking, I wonder what's going on. I wonder why the rationale and the thinking is behind that. And his deliveries into the cross have been amazing. And now that left-footed shot into the corner is just top level.
What a fantastic strike. Just the build-up. Moses Mensah going inside, opting to go inside. Yes. The ball, Busquets, Andrade's coming into the space. The combination, Havana, like you said, positioning himself in the half space in the edge of the box and getting it onto his left foot. Quality.
Yeah.
Tusaris couldn't have done anything about that.
No, and I can't help but think the Timbers should know that. They obviously may not have done their research. Probably not even expecting Alex Oveno to be playing tonight, especially with Moses Mensah in the lineup. But Mark McKeever has found a way to get them both into the team, onto the pitch at the same time, and they're reaping the benefits right now. Chances have been created from his crosses into the box, and he's now scored a goal from 20-25 yards out.
It's important now for the Menace to focus because we know what it's like 5 minutes after scoring a goal, conceding a goal. Got to keep the momentum going as Kiner gets on the ball, finds Calfo.
That's it, and with the Menace 1-0 up now, the Timbers have got it all to do. They already faced a great challenge, been limited on opportunities, and now a goal down. They're going to have to do everything they can to keep their summer alive and try and find a way into the national final next week.
Well, they absolutely do have a lot more fight tonight, that's for sure. It was hot during the semi-final. Mensah breaking down the left-hand side, lots of energy, adrenaline pumping, ball's blocked on our near side here by Billick.
Yeah, I'm just noticing there, Alex Oveno is late to the action. He's walking in now. Moses Mensah's driven the ball down the left-hand side. I can't help but think Alex Oveno does need to get on his bike and support him. Obviously, he's tired. Fatigue comes into the play, but we're 57 minutes in. We can't be losing focus now.
It was Brog that actually blocked the cross from Mensah, as Andrade is going to take the throw in here. Inside, deep, inside Timbers half. Delivers, ball bobbles. Skelton tries to get there, foul inside the box. It's going to be a yellow card. It looks like it's going to be, yep, a yellow card there for Suarez. First yellow of the night to the Menace. Busquets is having a word with the ref. Maybe he needs to just walk away. Can't afford to have players picking up yellow cards here. Caleb Kiner picked up a yellow card for the Timbers in the first half. Well, the goals brought some energy to the game, but the Menace, through the phase of play, gained some momentum.
Yeah, it's a great time to score, Justin, and Portland Timbers are now in a state of mind where if they want to carry on this summer, they're going to have to come out and take the game a little more to the Menace. You see there straight away, 3 of the forwards have gone higher up against the Des Moines Menace centre-backs, and that's just going to create more openings, Justin, and a lot more space for the box four that the Menace are playing to get on the ball and make things happen.
And they've got really it's all or nothing right now. They're going to have to take chances. Maybe one of the phases of play will bounce for them as the Menace look to break down our near side here with Mensah. Mensah playing a deeper position to nullify Billich going forward, creating space and behind. Havana.
Yeah, the Menace need to be careful and, of course, treat this game like it's 0-0. We saw early in the game, I think it was Brock who got in, took around the keeper and almost had a chance on goal if it weren't for the offside. So those things can happen. The Menace need to be wary of.
Menace rebuild here. They've just got to be careful with the Timbers pushing players forward, the gaps opening up horizontally between Skelton, Suarez and Fernandez. What a ball from Skelton out to the far side to Thomas, into Andrade, Antwi. I still lay off, just keeping possession at this point. But the build-up to the goal was absolutely magnificent, and the movement of the players, it was like regimental, as the Timbers are trying to make something of it. It's cleared away at the back. Foul by Skelton on Afonso. Or Rue. I think it's Rue, I believe.
Yeah, Skelton just trying to head the ball and trying to play very tight to Danny Fernandez, and got himself caught with a player with high press, and the pressure just got to Jordan Skelton and committed the foul.
So we have a substitution. Looks like
Portland substitution entering the game is number 13, Lavonte Johnson. He replaces number 9, Kevin Rue.
so Johnson is coming for Trevin Rue. We do know that Levante Johnson is a dangerous player.
Yeah, offers a great amount of pace in the attacking third, has the ability to run in behind. Did struggle in terms of scoring and finishing opportunities.
Delivery comes in.
Friday had a lot of one-on-one opportunities with the goalkeeper, but he's more than capable of putting himself in those areas of the field and putting himself in goal-scoring possibilities.
So Levante Johnson's come in for Rue, who's gone off. Rue wasn't really effective during the game. Didn't really see much of Rue. However, we do know the capabilities of Levante Johnson, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's one the Menace will know about. They'd have watched the game from Friday and they'll know exactly what they're facing. He did suffer a touch of cramp, maybe a little minor injury on Friday, which is probably the reason he was ruled out of today. But he's more than capable, a very quick player. He's one to keep an eye on for the Menace defense.
Goal kick. Busquets trying to force a corner out of that.
I think on the far side I see a change for the Menace, and if my eyes are good enough, I think that's Lucas Berner getting ready to come on.
So it's either David or Antwi, Tyler David? Or
I'd imagine so, yeah.
Bondre will probably clear his lines here. He's urged his teammates to get forward as the Menace are leading 1-0 after a goal in the 55th minute. From a sublime strike by Alex Hovino. Antwi up to Mensah. Mensah finds Hovano. Hovano delivers a ball going in far post. Tesouris comes out.
Again, Tesouris looking to play quickly, looking to release his defence and start a counter-attack, and his players just don't seem to be on the same page. And now the game is slowed down. Got the ball in a negative area where he could have had someone on the ball driving into the midfield and trying to catch the Menace out.
Skelton up again. It's just what the Menace need as well. It's just for them to slow it down.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to take control of the game, and the Menace are in the driving seat right now. I feel like Portland Timbers need to make something happen and change something.
Actually, it looks like it's Tyler David going off.
Yeah, a great shift from him. Did very well on Friday, and again, he's had a very solid game today. Offers a lot of physicality in the middle. Keeps things simple, 2 touches. But with 25, 30 minutes left, Lucas Berner's going to come on, some fresh legs. He's going to cover the ground and offer that solidarity in the middle and protect the back line.
And Lucas Berner comes in. Again, another strong holding midfielder to solidify things moving towards the end of the game as we reach the 63rd minute, 64th minute of the match. Ball played forward. Calfo back to his goalkeeper, Tesouris, who was injured on Friday, made a remarkable recovery. And here's the other substitute, Levante Johnson, dispossessed by Borna. First touch was a win. Cleared by Bondre. Andrade goes up. He had Busquets in behind him.
He does well there. Jose Sosa.
Afonso on the ball, the South African from Johannesburg.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get on the ball a little often, even if he has to come a little deeper and further away from the goal, because I feel like he has the ability to make things happen.
Bondre just puts the ball down at his feet, trying to attract Johnson in just to waste a few more minutes. There's no doubt the Menace will probably make some more changes to get some fresh legs in there, maybe to solidify things.
Yeah, I'm looking now at the players available, and Rashawn Walks sticks out. You know, as I said, this setup, this formation is designed to attack from the front.
Black pass played in, well taken there, just missed cleared, but by the goalkeeper Tusaris to his Cypriot teammate Andreas.
Yeah, and Rashawn Walks is a player who can come on, take the pressure to the other team, has that pace, that energy, that can cause problems in the defensive third for Portland Timbers.
That might possibly happen in a forward role.
Yeah, I can see potentially Alex Savino making way.
Busquets.
Potentially Moses Mensah with Alex coming out wide. I think it'll be one of them two making way for Rashawn Walks.
Afonso shielding the ball. Calfo. Kaina. No options forward. Passing lanes are covered. Calfo out to the left-hand side to Rappaport. Into Sosa, who's been very quiet. So is Santos. Which means, obviously, that the Menace have done a fairly good job, I would say, in working in certain areas of the field so that they can't get it. Space on the far side here. Andrada cuts in onto his right foot, looking for the diagonal ball here into Mensah. Nods it over Bilic, but doesn't quite elude the second defender coming across to cover. Throw in near side.
It's just interesting to see how every single substitute for the Des Moines Menace are warming up. And I look over to the other side and the Portland Timbers, all 23s, they're all sat on the bench.
You'd think that they might have a couple of players warming up for an attacking option.
Yeah, I mean, even that, you know, the players are waiting to be told to go warm up. But even still, I feel like none of them are ready. None of them are expecting to come on. None of them are preparing. And when they get called upon, they have a matter of minutes to come and change this game.
Well, the keepers are... Look where the keeper has taken the free kick. Tusaris, remember the other day, took one from there. Halfway line, Park City scored. Yeah. Caleb White. Challenges go in. Fernandez clears forward.
I think that was a shot from Danny Fernandez. I think he's trying to copy.
He saw the option, didn't he?
Yeah.
Inside. Johnson. Bilic on the far near side to us with some space. Brog plays it into him. Bilic looking to take on Mensah. Mensah shows him inside. Probably does a good job. The line needs to step up. They need to get cover in there. It's Antwi just with a deflection back into Bandre. The Menace need to really focus and stay concentrated at this point.
Yeah,
because this game is about margins, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly that. And we just see Bielik there. I like that, what he's trying to do. He's trying to take the game to Moses Mensah, take him on. And he's just lacking that movement from his options. You know, but yeah, you've just said it. They've got to be careful and try and look for the openings on both sides.
Well, the Des Moines Menace leading 1-0 at this point, coming up to close to 20 minutes left. And Busquets on the ball. What a great save. James Thomas lays it into Busquets on his right foot, curls it in, and it's just saved and it goes for a corner. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's a great save, and it's a great opportunity to double the lead. First it comes from Manel Busquets, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Doesn't quite direct it past the goalkeeper, and it just comes out for James Thomas. And unselfishly, he's trying to get Manel back into a scoring position. Jamesy may have had the opportunity to have a strike towards goal, but with the recovering defence, you know, it's probably the best decision to give it to Manel, who's just tried to wrap that into the far corner, and it's a great save from George Tesouris.
Thrilling moment here at Valley Stadium in the semi-finals of the USL 2 for a place in the finals next weekend. Some thrilling moments happening here with the combinations and the chances created as the cross comes in. Far post. Headed in, cleared away, not quite, volley. Oh, and it's given a free kick by Matt Geringer as Andrada was setting up for a volley into the top corner. Sometimes you wonder, don't you, could Busquets have done something with the initial pass and he was unselfish in playing it in, then he got it back. He was closed down. He did really well, though.
Yeah, I just felt like he's a player of he has the ability there where he should be scoring that Manel Busquets, and he'll know that. So the opportunity was there to open up and wrap that foot past the goalkeeper, and he's hit that straight to the goalkeeper.
So Rashawn Walkers is coming in, replacing Zion Andrade. Andrade has put in a shift today. So Walkers, as we all know, scored the winning goal in the 90th minute on Friday night to put the Menace through on his second touch.
Let's see how many touches it takes him today. How incredible would it be?
Pressure on to Cyrus. He was lucky there. He did well. Out to Kiner.
Straight away, you see the high press. Alex Oveno is still going.
Oveno's working his grafting.
Yeah, Rashawn Walk straight off the bat. You see them pressing as a unit, pressing as a team. You know, that's the only way this system's going to work. You know, if one presses and one stays and you get played around, it's not the way forward.
As the Timbers look to break out on the right-hand side going forward. I do like that, Army, because as Bilic is moving forward, the Menace haven't dropped off to defend. They're going for it. They're pressing. Afonso switches play. Sosa into Santos. Santos cutting in onto his right foot. Finds Brog on the edge of the area. Pressure comes out. Delivers. Tries to shoot. Over the bar. Bondre just watches that sail. Over for a goal kick.
Yeah, you see Portland Timbers trying to make things happen, but taking a shot from 30 yards away, it's always going to be difficult. You know, the chances of those hitting the back of the net are so rare. So they need to keep plucking away. The Timbers need to start generating some possession higher up the field, shifting the ball, trying to make the Menace lose a little percentage in terms of their possession and try and create something.
Kiner plays the ball out to the far side to Rappaport, but the delivery of the pass was slow. Allows the Menace players to shift across. Kiner on the ball again. He's got Bilic demanding the ball. They have 3v2 here on this near side to us as the ball switched out to Rappaport. He's got Andreas inside and plays it first time, looking for the 1-2. Andreas still putting pressure on it. Antwi picks it up. Walker should have done better with that. I have a feeling the pink boots had to do something to do with that. They were glorious the other night, that's for sure, in the lob. And then the header going in for the winning goal. Bilic looks inside. Brog with a delivery, diagonal across the field looking for Santos. The Menace trying to come out of that again through Busquets. It looks like Walkers has gone into the centre forward position as a 9. And Busquets has dropped in. Do you think they'll rotate that?
No, I think Rashawn will play up there, and I think that was one of the decisions Coach McKeever was looking on making and having him higher up the field, playing on the shoulder, trying to utilise that space in behind. And Manel Busquets is going to drop back into the areas of the field where we've seen him play all season. And he's so dangerous when he's getting on the ball in those attacking thirds and driving at the defence.
Free kick for the Menace on the far side, just 25 yards inside their own half. Suarez doesn't quite connect it. Mensah does well to pick the ball up in the space. Dispossessed though by Andreo, looking for Johnson. He's closed down. Antwi working so hard to win it back. Ball played out wide to Cyrus, looking to deliver inside. It's blocked there by Captain Fantastic, Skelton. With the yellow armband, Havano going on a run. Got it on his left foot. Still keeping the ball. He's closed down here near side. There again by Kiner. Kiner did really well.
That's excellent from Jordan Skelton at the back. Does well to block the cross. Quick to get back on his feet. Uses his head just to keep the ball in his grasp. And a little chip over to Alex Havano. It's great from him.
Havano signaling to the bench.
Yeah, I bet he's not used to so much running in the middle of the field.
Just take a couple of deep breaths, Mr. Havino. You'll be fine, I believe Coach McGeever would be saying. Walkers wins a throw-in inside the half. Menace throw-in. Mensah on the ball.
It's going to be more movement from the Menace.
Busquets shielding the ball. You can see the coaching staff on the far side for the Menace deliberating on what change to make. Walkers on the ball, cutting in. forgets it. He was trying to be a little bit too tricky there.
Yeah, forgot to take the ball with him. Rashawn walks.
And that will be a foul by Johnson on, I believe it's Busquets.
Danny Fernandez.
Danny Fernandez, sorry, mate. They're both wearing pink boots.
I guess they're both Spanish as well.
Yeah.
Easy mistake.
I should know better than that. My apologies to Danny Fernandez. I never get that one wrong, though. Playing on the left-hand side of Skelton. Ovino on the ball. Just adjusting his socks. I think that might have something to do with the delivery. Steps up left foot, far post. Flag stays down. Challenges go in. Now the flag goes up. Here's the thing with that. Okay. I know, and we'll look at this again. Skelton going in with the challenge. They know it's offside, okay? But now the challenge goes in, then they've raised the flag for offside. The rule is somewhat, I guess you've got to wait to see who receives the ball.
Yeah, the assistant referee is just waiting for something to develop and see if he wasn't to touch the ball, if play can develop, anything like that just before he gives the flag, which does initiate a foul, the contact, the competitiveness to win the ball, but he's just trying to see what can evolve from the play.
Well, as the teams go in for a quick water break, we're coming up to 13 minutes left of the match. The Menace leading 1-0 here at Valley Stadium in the USL League 2 semi-final for a place in the National Championship final to be played next weekend on July 31st. Venue still to be determined. Everyone's up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen. However, we need to get through this game.
Absolutely.
Army.
Yeah.
13 minutes left of the match. What do you think's going through McGeever's head?
Yeah, you know, I know him very well. We spoke pre-game, and yeah, I'm pretty sure he's desperate for this one. He's been dreaming of a national championship. He's got so far in so many years of soccer, and he's not quite got that national championship yet. He's more than deserves it. He's got players at his disposal who is more than capable. And with 13 minutes to go, you know, you can't help but think he's just desperate to get this over the line. He doesn't care in what manner they win this game right now. It's just about winning the football match and putting them in a national final, which I'm sure he's dreaming of.
Well, a national final it could be in coming up to 12 minutes plus whatever a lot allocated time. Matt Geringer, the referee of the night, will add on. Tesaurus will deliver. After the foul, he urges his players to get forward as the Timbers are looking to get back into this game. Challenges go up. Johnson goes up. Skelton wins it. I think all round today, the Menace have been outstanding in all departments of the field. Skelton under pressure from Johnson. Antwi coming into cover. What is the referee giving here? Free kick to the Menace. I was a little bit worried, or I should say, Army, you were getting a bit worried that he might have given a penalty there.
No, I don't think so. Johnson's just
trying to keep you on your toes there, big man.
Yeah. He's just trying to get in behind Johnson, trying to do all he can to get in front of Jordan Skelton. And Jordan's position of his body in between the ball and man does the job to get himself a free kick.
Here we go. It's Bondre. Decides he's just going to clear his lines here. He's urging his players to get forward. Delivers the ball over the halfway line. Kalfa wins the ball. No challenge on him. Antwi battles in the midfield going on. Brog on this side, near side. Afonso. Johnson was just tripped on the far side, inside. Afonso comes in onto his left foot. Busquets clears his lines. Ovino putting pressure. Here comes Walkers, puts pressure on Kaina. Kaina composed enough to play it back into his goalkeeper, Tesaurus. Tesaurus and Andreas, both from Cyprus, both served in the Cypriot military.
Marcos Afonso has gone down off the ball here. I think he's struggling. Maybe with some cramps, some fatigue. He's back on his feet, but it's 2v1 down this side. If Portland didn't quite see it. You know, Afonso and Bielik. Afonso's making the point now. He could have switched that play. They were 2v1 on Moses Mensah.
And you can see the frustration in Afonso. Like you said, Bielik was on this side as well. But they looked for Johnson, but Bandre's line was perfect. His positional play was perfect, just came out to win the ball. As the Menace have a throw in near side. They're not going to take this quickly with 10 minutes to go. Mensah is trotting across. Moses Mensah from Accra, Ghana. I'm sure his family are watching back home. As is his teammate Seth Antwi from Kumasi, Ghana. I'm sure his family are watching in the early hours of the morning. Timbers. Little nudge there into Johnson. Picked up at the back, laid off there by Suarez. Bandre under pressure from Johnson.
Yeah, the defender's dealing with Johnson very well. You see his pace, his urgency, his commitment. Johnson, he's doing well to add the pressure to the back line, but between the three of them and the goalkeeper, they're working their way very composed and working their way out of trouble.
As the clock's ticking down, the heart rates are going up on the Menace bench. Just trying to contain what could be some last-minute pressure here from the Timbers. And Sosa was closed down really quickly there, giving away the foul, though, with the Menace. So it's a free kick here for the Timbers. Portland Timbers under 23s. Looking to get back into this game.
Yeah, with the last 5-10 minutes to go, they're going to have to start committing numbers forward, try and create some openings in the attacking third. The Menace are just going to sit in with their back five at times off the ball, and it's going to be difficult for the Timbers, but 10 minutes to save their season, put themselves in the national final. Got nothing to lose at this point. I feel like they've just got to go for it.
8 minutes to go. Portland Timbers need something special in this game to create something to get the equalizing goal. They've got to utilize players like Sosa and Santos, Johnson, Levante Johnson, who's just come in, and Marco Afonso. But the Menace have nullified their movements, their determination to try get back in this game. Hasn't quite happened, although it's never over until after the referee blows in the 90th minute, because we've seen things like this happen, the teams coming back into the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Menace earlier in the season, I must say, in the fact that they are in much a stronger, more connected unit right now, but they did commit some early goals and concede them in the early stages of the season. Not so much later on in the season, but it's always possible.
Tesaurus again. Bandre delivers. Same area where Tesaurus used to deliver in the first half. To their left-hand side, thrown to the Menace. Danny Fernandez down the line looking for Busquets. Busquets, the two men from Spain, both wearing pink boots. And a free kick here to the Menace. Javino is going to drop. Hang on one sec. Matt Geringer is having a word with Kaina. Bielik. Menace aren't going to rush this, that's for sure. It just feels like the clock is ticking down slowly, and I'm sure that's how they feel on the bench of the Des Moines Menace. James Thomas delivers, right foot in swinger. And it's in the back of the net, and I think it's an own goal. Did it come off?
It was an own goal.
It was an own goal. Delivery there from James Thomas. It was an own goal to the back of the net. We'll clarify who that came off. Tesaurus is injured. We'll have a look at this again. Starting position. And yes, own goal. Tesaurus headbutts the post. Hopefully he's okay. We'll get clarification on the own goal just to make sure. And own goal was by Caleb Kiner. Very unfortunate, because he did turn his head at the last minute, came off the back of his head and went into the top corner. Hopefully Tesaurus is okay. He is okay.
Yeah. It was an own goal, 100%. Didn't think it was that great of a delivery, James Thomas, until that ball lifted over the first man and turned into a great ball in the end. Put the ball into an area where it was difficult to clear. Got caught the wrong side, the defender, and yeah, he's headed out. What a great finish, by the way.
Fantastic finish.
It's been the wrong goal.
Just came out of nothing, a deflection into the top corner. Own goal by Caleb Kiner. With 5 minutes to go, Mark McGeever's Black and Red Army have the National Championship final in their sights at this point, but we're not going to say that because we've still got 4 minutes to go plus added time, and we know what happens in football. Things can change very, very quickly.
Yeah, you never know what can happen in this game. That's why we love it so much. But the Menace just need to treat this game, as I keep saying after every goal, like it's a 0-0 game. Keep their shape, keep doing what they're doing, keep possession, make things happen, and 4 minutes time, and the national finalists.
Busquets just gets the ball forward. It could be a million of errors at the back there, but it's well cleaned up eventually with Walker's lurking. As Rappaport switches play into Sosa, who's been very, very quiet this game. Delivery looking for Johnson in the box. The Menace now leading 2-0. With 3 minutes left of the match to go.
Yeah, I'm struggling to remember if Portland Timbers have actually had a shot on goal. So in order to advance, they need 2 goals, maybe even 3. Against a very difficult side in the Moines Menace in the space of 2 or 3 minutes left. So it's not looking likely. The Menace just need to see this through now, keep the ball, and it's been a very convincing performance in the end.
Here go the Menace again. Corvino out to Mensah. Mensah, will he take it to the corner? I don't think so. He's just dispossessed by Bilic. Kiner. Andreo. Switching play. Out to the far side. Well taken there in the air by Suarez. Overload on the far side. Busquets cuts in. It's James. James Thomas doesn't quite keep it. Busquets, I think the Menace might have at least another goal in them by the way they're playing right now.
Just need to keep the ball at this point. Keep it professional, manage the game. There's no great real threat coming from Portland Timbers, but you don't want to create any openings or any, one goal can let the Portland believe they can go and get another in late on. So just need to manage the game now, the Menace. Look after the job that they're doing and see the game through.
Skelton leading his team this far through the season and into the playoffs. Bondre easily takes that cross from Brog. As we can see out of your picture, we have Mensah, who's down just inside the Timbers half.
Yeah, he's played extraordinarily well. Moses Mensah played 290 minutes in a matter of 2 or 3 days, and at that wing back position, it's very tough and it's very demanding with the amount of ground and distance they have to run.
Busquets.
Well as James Thomas as well.
Corvino. James Thomas looking for Walker's, the score of the winning goal the other night. Walker's loses the ball, picked up here by Calfo. Pressure on Sosa. Left. Here comes Antwi. Late tackle. This could be a card. Did he receive one earlier? I'm not sure. No, he didn't. It's going to be a yellow card to Antwi. Antwi just needs to stay away from it.
No need to get involved at this point now. Portland are going to be frustrated. The Menace players just need to keep their heads. They're a couple of minutes away from a national final. They don't want to be doing anything stupid at this point.
And there's no need for it.
No, not at all.
Good. Coming up to the 90th minute plus added time. Absolutely no need for it.
A yellow card has been presented to the Menace's number 6, Seth Onfleet.
He's put in a shift today. Borner's come in for Tyler David in the midfield, and they solidified everything there today. I mean, I think they've been a pillar of strength, and we talk about the details of players. They've really added to what the Menace have in the midfield.
Yeah, Matt McKeever's got it spot on today. You know, there's question marks throughout the team. We've obviously Alex Oveno coming in that number 10 position, but the way they've used Alex Oveno, Moses Mensah, 2 left backs on the field at the same time, and having Menace as the 9, who's unfamiliar in that position, it's worked perfectly.
Just waiting to see what the referee, Matt Geringer, adds on. We're in the 90th minute now. Walkers wins a throw-in deep inside. We're halfway inside the Timbers half.
Yeah, Coach Mark McKeever is going to make a change here into added time, and just to basically try and kill the clock, manage the game. They're nearly there, the Menace. You can't help but think throughout the week as well, they've had so much belief, so much desire to get into a national tournament since day one of arriving this summer. And they're literally on the verge of getting exactly where they wanted to be, exactly where each and every one of their targets were. And collectively as a team, those that have been and gone, those who were at the Menace early in the season, they've all contributed. And this group of players are on the verge of becoming national finalists.
It's been 16 years since they've made a national championship.
Yeah, you know, the structure that this club is based on, the facilities, everything the players get, it's just such to a high level. You just can't help but wonder why they haven't got this far in previous years. The team that Charlie Bales, Lyle Hunt has provided, Coach McKeever as the coach, everything adds to this success on the field, and the players have been more than capable. And this year seems to be their year. They're going to get to a final. They're going to face a really tough opposition in the North Carolina Fusion, and it's going to be a very exciting week.
Busquets has been taken off, walks off on our near side where the fans are. Just trying to clarify the substitute, that's the change that's come in. Is it Strongen or?
It is Strongen, yeah.
Perfect. Strongen's come in for Busquets. Naturally, just to kill some time. We're only having 4 minutes of allocated time by the referee. Matt Geringer. Timbers looking to get forward. Antwin, very good position there to just clear his lines. He's just holding in front of the back four, in front of Johnson. Billick forced back by Mensah, back to his goalkeeper, Tesaurus. The Red Army to my left here are going absolutely bananas. The Menace, Des Moines Menace, are minutes away from going to the National Championship final to play North Carolina Fusion. This place is absolutely going to erupt into chaos when the final whistle goes. As the ball's played down here for Marco Afonso, closed by Mensah.
Needs to move the ball quicker here, Marco Afonso. Does well in the end.
Andrea on the edge of the area.
Can't help but feel I wish Marco Afonso did get on the ball a little more this game, try to make the game a little more competitive for the Timbers.
Billick delivers. It's Skelton. Captain fantastic Skelton, the Geordie at the back, a pillar of strength, clearing the lines. This could be it. Matt Geringer's just had another look at his watch. The Menace leading by 2-0. Billick out to Brog. Brog delivers. Not enough players in the box. There's too many black and red hoop jerseys in there.
Just got to clear the ball now, the Menace. Keep the ball as far away from their goal as possible. It's a silly foul to give away from Moses Mensah. Lucky for them, they do have that 2-goal advantage instead of the 1. Just need to be professional now, the Menace. Keep the ball, manage the game, and they'll find themselves heading into next Saturday with all to play for.
Well, this is it. This could be the last moment of the match. I see Karl Kraus walking down the sideline. ready to celebrate as we get a substitution. But I believe we saw a card, not sure what it was. Afonso on the ball. We've had a change here. Well, we're going to have a change. Walkers is back in there. The whole team's back in there.
I don't really understand that. You know, the goalkeeper's gone forward.
Tesaurus, and they've got...
But they've got a player back here anyway.
They got Kaina back there. Might as well just get everyone in there.
Yeah,
that's what I... Yeah,
forward,
might as well.
I don't understand why they leave one back. The goalkeeper might as well stay back, and he might as well go forward.
Afonso, Bondre in goal. 3-man wall set. Goes over the bar, and this could be it. And it is over here in Des Moines. Des Moines has exploded into celebration as they are now moving on to the USL League 2 National Championship to play FC Fusion here in Des Moines.
Yeah, we are hosting
next Saturday. I mean,
lost for words, Justin. You know, I've been so close to these boys. It's Coach McKeever, Coach Dean, James Thomas, the captain. You know, I'm so happy for each and every one of them, and I can't wish them any more luck in the world. And this goes beyond them, you know, even to the staff. Charlie Bales, who's wanted this so badly. Lyle Hunt, who I know would be so desperate to be here tonight. Sydney Tatum, all the office staff. It's been an incredible season, but it is not over yet, guys. One more week, one more game, Justin. We'll be back, I'm sure, and a national final for the Moines Menace.
You got to look at it this way. And I remember first game of the season that we had here on the broadcast. And I turned around to Charlie Bales and I said, Charlie, this team is the best Menace team that I've seen in a very, very long time, and they can go all the way.
Yeah. Without a doubt, you know, there's the strength and depth. Sorry, Justin, I know you want to jump in. But
no.
It's incredible. Each and every one of those players are more than capable of being on the pitch. Some have had to be patient. Some might not have got the minutes they want, but they are all involved in what is happening this summer. And each and every one of them deserve the right to be in the final next week.
Well, exciting times here, obviously. Des Moines Menace have defeated the Portland Timbers under-23 team by 2-0. Havana scoring the first goal in the 55th minute with an educated left-footed bending ball into the top right-hand corner of Tesaurus. He had no chance with that. The second goal was scored in the 86th minute, an own goal by Kaina off a free kick from James Thomas. And that solidified it here for the Des Moines Menace. Congratulations to the whole organization, from Carl Cross at the top all the way down through, like you said, Army, Charlie Bales, Lyle, to the coaching staff. Mark McGeever's done an outstanding job here with the organization, and especially after 2019. I know how he felt, I know how the team felt, the heartache, and now they're moving on to the USL League 2 National Championship here in Des Moines next Saturday.
That's it.
Something to look forward to. I can't wait already. I'm so excited about it. On that note, on the production team from CISN, Justin Forster, Army Rabi, good night. We've had a thrilling time, and let's go Menace all the way. Clear. Thanks.